Hey everyone, my name is Britt and welcome back to another Chats with Britt. In this series, I'll be talking to all of your favorite booktubers, bookstagrammers, book bloggers, and book talkers. And I'm so excited because in today's video, I'll be talking to Mika from the Booktube channel Mika Auguste. I really hope you're going to enjoy this chat and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you'll never miss a future video. Without further ado, let's meet Mika. Hey Mika, thank you so much for joining me. How are you today?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing good.
Of course. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and why you decided to start your Booktube channel?
Yes, okay, so I started my channel when I was probably about 17 years old, and it was because I just really had no one else to talk to about books in my life. And it was a really spur of the moment thing. I knew I had wanted to make a YouTube channel, but I didn't know what about. And then I discovered the Booktube community and I was like, wait, this is everything I love and more. So why not kind of integrate my lifestyle and my books all in one place? And so, yeah, I made a channel and I'm really, really happy I did.
I'm so happy you did too. Can you remember the first booktuber you ever saw?
Oh my gosh, the first booktuber? That was a while ago. It was probably either Christine from Poland Bananas Books, or it was probably Emma from Emma Books. It was one or the other.
Emma was also one of my first ones. That's
yeah.
And your channel has grown quite a lot in the past year. Can you did you sort of recognize a point after which it grew so much?
Honestly, when I was consistent. that's when I noticed it actually started to grow. Because I would record whenever I wanted to, so it was more of I just didn't have a set schedule, if that makes sense. And so when I finally decided, I'm going to take this a lot more seriously and I'm going to put in more effort and invest a little bit more in my channel, it's kind of when I noticed it started to grow. And as well as me being true to myself, instead of trying to please other people or post things that other people wanted to see, I just started posting things that I liked and that I would want to see on my channel. And that also had a huge impact. And that's when I noticed more growth. So
I think it's also that the viewers actually see that you have this passion for the content you're creating.
Yes.
So definitely, and the consistency. That's also what all the YouTube algorithms always want, uploading consistent. So that's definitely a tip for anyone who's just starting out to upload consistent. And is there something you're really proud of your channel? Do you have a favorite video or?
Honestly, I'm really proud of my channel as a whole. She's my baby. I love her. But when it comes to a specific video, I think I'm gonna say my Sarah J. Maas video. I have a guide to Sarah J. Maas. You can just tell how happy I am to just be talking about books and one of my favorite authors and series in general. So a lot of people subscribe to my channel because of that video. And I don't know, it just brings me a lot of joy because even when I go back and rewatch it, I just see how happy I am. And it makes me even more happy.
I can already see that you're just you're so happy right now.
Oh, I love it.
You must be very happy that it's today or yesterday was the day the new book was released, right?
It was yesterday. The new book came out.
Have you got it already?
I got the ebook, not the physical book, because it was sold. It's literally sold out everywhere. It was sold out everywhere, and I didn't get my hands on it before.
Have you started reading it?
I did. I started the first few chapters, but I've been in a reading slump. So I'm trying my hardest to push through, but I'm also not going to force myself,
No, exactly. Especially if it's such an anticipated release. I wouldn't push myself to read.
Exactly.
But some are worse, especially now. If you have a book that you want to read.
I know.
I hope you get out of your reading slumps.
Thank you.
And about your channel, do you think that you've made any mistakes or just, anything that you learned from?
I wouldn't say I've made any mistakes, but there's definitely a few things that I've learned. I think it's important to kind of I was gonna say, I think it's important to kind of like mind your business, I guess you could say, when you're in the book community, and kind of, don't speak on issues that you don't really know too much about and that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people will get themselves into a lot of trouble because they'll say something that they kind of don't know too much about, and then that will backfire in the long run. So it's really important to kind of just educate yourself before you speak on important matters, or educate yourself about like the authors and the type of books that you're reading and the rep in those books, etc. But yeah.
I agree. That's a really good one. Also, just for new booktubers as well, because there are definitely so many other booktubers who have a lot more knowledge about particular, topics. So maybe it's good to check out their videos first before like speaking or educating yourself through books or just through the internet.
Exactly.
Good. And I noticed that you sometimes do sponsored videos, and of course that's a very nice thing to do, that you can make some money off of your channel. And can you tell me a bit about like how you decide to accept or decline a specific sponsorship?
Yeah, okay. So usually I try to do the ones that are most relevant to me, and to my channel in general. So I wouldn't do like a car sponsorship because it just wouldn't make any sense. But I've done like jewelry and book related sponsorships. And for me, that's relevant because like people tend to ask me, oh, where'd you get your jewelry from? Or what are your favorite books right now? So if I get a lot of questions about certain things and a company reaches out to me and I like what they stand for and I feel like it's relevant, then I'm most likely going to accept it. And also if it works with the video ideas that I have coming up, because I usually do like have my videos planned out. So yeah, that's usually how I like decide if I'm going to accept or decline them.
And can you tell me about your favorite like sponsorship that you've done, something that you're very happy about?
Oh my gosh, my favorite? Okay. Oh, that's going to be hard. I would say my favorite right now is probably Book of the Month, because I love them so much. Like, I just love their company and like what they stand for and like what they do, and their book selections every single month. So they've been amazing to work with, like one of my favorite companies overall to work with. So
isn't that so cool that you started your booktube channel and now like a few years later you're just working with such awesome book companies, all because of just
it is. It really is.
I love it. And I think I'm just so proud of
a
booktuber who is able to do these sponsorships, because we do put a lot of work into making these videos. So it's just so lovely that, we can buy some new books after it. And
yes.
And can you tell me a bit about your thoughts on like diversity on booktube? And because diversity in both books and booktube is more and more talked about every single day.
Okay, so diversity on booktube, it's crazy because ever since I joined, it's been so insane seeing more and more POC and Black and just people of color in general on booktube. I joined because there weren't that many people originally, and I was like, hold on, this is unacceptable. And I remember at the time, the only other like smaller Black booktuber that I knew of was Mayana from Mayana's Reads. And we joined around the same time. So I remember thinking, this is wild to me that I don't see anyone else who looks like me on booktube. And it was around the time Children of Blood and Bone had just come out too, which was a really highly like anticipated release because we didn't get that many Black main characters in books as well. So I think I joined when things started to change, if that makes sense. So when I joined, it was when things were like put in motion to kind of just do better. And I think I've also gotten a lot of messages of people being like, you and Mayana really, really helped me like make a booktube channel because I saw someone who looked like me and saw, oh, okay, well, I won't get made fun of, or maybe it is normal to be, a person of color and to read, and I don't have to like feel bad about it. So those messages always get me like really emotional, like sentimental, because it's crazy. It's just crazy looking at the community now and seeing how much it's grown and how much more diverse it is. And I love it. Like I wouldn't change a thing, obviously. So,
and that's exactly like the point with representation. if you get those messages of people saying, I'm finally seeing a person of color on Booktube and knowing that I could do that too.
Yes.
It's the same as, for example, in politics, or if you see yourself represented in politics, maybe you're more likely to actually, do something in politics or in film or whatever. It's so beautiful to me, and I'm so happy that we are talking so much more about diversity in Booktube and books every day. I'm so happy. Thank you. And what would you say to anyone who wants to start a Booktube channel but is maybe a little bit scared or?
Honestly, you're not. My advice to them would be, you're always going to be a little bit scared.
Yeah.
So it's best to kind of just do it. Like, I know it's much easier said than done, but there's going to be people who it feels like they don't support you, or you're going to feel like you're talking to a void sometimes when you're first starting. But I think if you go into it with the right intentions and you go into it for yourself and because of your love of reading or your love of just creating in general, I think that you'll thrive and like you'll do great. It's just starting. You can start on your phone by filming videos on your phone. You can also edit videos on your phone. So, and I know there was a whole thing about like needing bookshelves and like all these books. I started filming in front of like a plain wall, and I had maybe like 10 physical books in total. So you don't need like all the materialistic things to start. And I would just say go for it. Yeah.
Yes, I love that. Just go for it. I also just started on a whim. It was scary, but we made it. And of course, you're also part of the bookstagrammers.com community. What made you decide to join?
So I decided to join because when I started, I wish that there was something like bookstagrammers.com, because it's really hard, like navigating everything by yourself. It's really, really hard. And that's kind of like, that's our job. Basically, we kind of just have to figure things out on our own. So it's really nice being able to be a part of something where you can go reach out to other people for help, or, have like a guideline to kind of just like guide you through the ways of this community and, working with different companies and that kind of stuff. Like, it's really hard to figure all of that out on your own. So I joined because I was like, this is an amazing idea. And yeah, I'd love to be a part of something like that.
I'm so happy you're a part of it too. And what are your goals for the future? Do you have any goals for your channel or for your social media presence? Because you also have like Bookstagram and stuff.
Okay, so when it comes to the goals for the future, I don't know. I feel like I'm very much an in the moment type of person. So I try not to think about the future too much. When it comes to like my social media presence and stuff, obviously I hope to grow. Like anyone on social media does hope to grow, but I am pretty happy with where I am now and how things are moving right now for my channel and my Instagram, etc. So I kind of I'm hoping that in the future, I'm still creating bookish content and the content that I like for me. And then I'm still uploading things that I personally like, and I'm not doing it for anyone else's gain or for anyone else's like pleasure or anything like that. I want to just stick true to myself and what I love. So that's where I hope to see myself in a few years. I really hope that my channel is like just true to me,
I think that's so important, because if you do like really talk about the things that you're passionate about, your viewers will also see how passionate you are about such a topic. And I think they will like that so much more, instead of just making content that you think people will like.
Exactly.
So that you said that you want to stay like true to yourself, because I think that's such an essence of social media.
Yeah. Actually, I got a comment like on my most recent video that I posted of someone saying, and I've never gotten this comment before, like a comment like this, and it made me so happy. And it was just this person being like, I was watching this video and just seeing how excited you were about books made me happy. And I was like, that was so sweet. So kind. What the heck?
Some comments just make my day.
I know. I love reading comments.
The interaction with viewers is just so lovely. I love that. And of course, since we're talking about books and Booktube and Bookstagram, can you recommend us a book that you recently read and that you absolutely loved?
I can. I have it next to me.
Yes.
Legendborn.
Okay.
By Tracy Deanna.
This is such a coincidence. because Leora talked about this one in the last interview.
No way.
You can talk about this one, and then you have to choose another one as well. We have to do two.
Okay. So I'm gonna say Legendborn only because it's one of my favorite books that I read last year. It was amazing. It was everything I wanted and more in a YA book. So a young adult, just it was so good. It follows this girl named Britt, and she's basically just navigating life after dealing with grief and going away to school. And there was just so many things that I could relate to in this book. And if you're a Black girl or a young Black person out there, I would highly recommend reading this. And even if you're not, like, this book is just, it's so amazing. But yeah, I love it.
Such a coincidence. Millions of books in the world. You both in one.
Okay, so then the next book, I'll recommend a poetry book.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
So there's this book, and it's called I Hope This Reaches Her in Time by R.H. Sin. And this is something that I picked up like on a whim. I didn't think that it was gonna like be super hard hitting or anything like that, but this is modern poetry. I know not a lot of people are like into that, but I absolutely loved this. It was so good. It kind of just deals with like self-reflection and self-healing and knowing your worth. And I feel like that's really, really important, especially in today's day and age where we see all these things on social media and like we see people's body types, we see the things that people have. And it's kind of good to just like take a step back and self-reflect and realize that like everyone's perfect in their own way and you don't have to be someone you're not. And this book really touches on that and I love it. So yes, this is the second book I'd recommend.
Oh, that sounds so beautiful. I never really read poetry, but that is one that I might actually pick up.
It's so good. R.H. Sin has some of the best poetry, I think. So
I'm definitely going to check out. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh, I can't wait to read both books now. I really want like.
Oh my God, yes, you have to. Let me know.
Yes, I will. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had so much fun chatting and just learning a bit more about you and your YouTube channel. And I'm wishing you, of course, I'm wishing you so much luck for the future. And I know you'll just be even more successful.
Thank you. Same to you. Same to you.
Oh, thank you, love. Thank you for having me. I'll see you soon. I had such a lovely time chatting to Mika and I hope you enjoyed this video too. And if you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel so you'll never miss another video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day and I will see you in the next one.